the 1803 case, Marbury versus Madison, Chief Justice John Marshall established the power of the federal judiciary to review and interpret the actions of the other two branches of government and to interpret the U.S. Constitution. As one of three branches of the U.S. government, the judiciary is part of the system of checks and balances at the center of American constitutional government. In this system, the powers of each branch are restrained and balanced by those of the other branches to prevent the accumulation of too much power by any one branch. It's important to note that the power of judicial review is not strictly speaking in the Constitution. The story of the case Marbury versus Madison began in 1801, when outgoing President John Adams appointed a number of new federal judges. Adams nominated candidates who were, like him, Federalists, hoping to protect Federalist influence under incoming President Thomas Jefferson, a Democratic Republican. The Senate confirmed the appointments. However, not all of the commissions or formal assignments were delivered to the new judges by the time Jefferson assumed the presidency. Intending to fill the post with friendlier judges, Jefferson directed his Secretary of State, James Madison, not to deliver the remaining commissions. William Marbury was one of the individuals who did not receive his commission and sued to receive it. John Marshall, Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, realized the case presented a problem of authority for the court. If the court insisted that Madison deliver the commission, there was a strong likelihood that Madison would simply ignore the directive. Unable to enforce its ruling in any way, the court would look ineffective. However, if the court did not issue the writ, it would appear that the justices were simply deferring to the executive branch, also making it look weak. In his ruling, Marshall avoided both undesirable outcomes by approaching the case from another angle, constitutionality. Marshall and a unanimous court declared that Marbury indeed had a right to his commission, but the court actually had no right to issue a writ because the section of the Judiciary Act of 1789 that gave the court the power to issue one was unconstitutional. The court then dismissed Marbury's case on the grounds of a lack of jurisdiction. Importantly, Marshall's ruling included this statement: "It is also not entirely unworthy of observation that in declaring what shall be the supreme law of the land, the Constitution itself is first mentioned, and not the laws of the United States generally, but those only which shall be made in pursuance of the Constitution have that rank. Thus, the particular phraseology of the Constitution of the United States confirms and strengthens the principle supposed to be essential to all written constitutions, that a law repugnant to the Constitution is void, and those courts, as well as other departments, are bound by that instrument." Thus, judicial review in the United States was born.